5 days of blood, sweat and tears have all come down to this. It's finals day at the 2025 Hylo Open, and we've a stellar lineup here in Western Germany, so sit back and enjoy it all with us. 5 finals coming up live. And our thanks to Claudia Cunningham, who's a line judge here, for bringing on the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals trophy. That will be played for in December in Hangzhou, China. Before that, here's our lineup today. Beginning with the women's doubles, Lambert and Pognante have been brilliant all week, and they've won the only previous meeting with Xu and Lin. Then we move to the men. Indonesian pair Gutama and Isfahani trying to snap a run of 5 straight final defeats. Xu and Wong already have 1 title in the bag this season. Women's singles to follow. Putri Wardani looking for a first Super 500 title against the defending champion here, Mia Blichfeld. It's the first time they've locked horns in over a year. The men after that, the biggest match of Magnus Johannesson's career, but he starts a massive underdog against Jonathan Christie, who took down the Denmark Open just a fortnight ago. And we conclude with the mixed. Christensen and Boyer facing Jacqueline Delroux for the 2nd time in 8 days. The Danes won in Rennes, having lost the previous 3 encounters. Well, here's the women's doubles draw. Here's how our 2 finalists reached this point. Amazingly, all 8 seeds got to the quarters. That doesn't happen very often. But the French pair in particular have been excellent all week long. Seeming they can carry on through to the showpiece match today. Just a reminder of the HSBC race to the finals. No more than 2 pairs from any one country will make the top 8 and be in Hangzhou. So at the moment, Lee and Lou are the victims of that rule. Tan and Tina currently top of the shop. My name's Trevor Harris, alongside me Bobby Griffin. Looking forward to this, Bobby. The first match, the women's doubles, is interesting because Xu and Lin are ranked quite a bit higher than Lambert and Pognante, but the way that both pairs have been playing this week, I kind of quite fancy the French.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you there, actually, Trevor. They're slight favourites, the Taipei pair, but Lambert and Pognante now playing together for about a year, and they're improving all the time. And the biggest thing here for us today, I think, is it's such a golden opportunity for both pairs. The pair from Taipei are on the sort of brink of qualifying for the World Tour Finals, so it's a massive hit for them. This is the first final the French pair have been in on the World Tour at all, and so nothing to lose. If they go out there and just play their best, this could be a real delight for us all.
So here come the Chinese Taipei pair of Xu Yunwei and Lin Ziyun. The French pair have actually won. They've won a couple of international events, haven't they, in Estonia and Portugal, but this is a massive step up. The Chinese Taipei pair, as you said, they've not won an event of any description, so something's going to give today, that is for sure. Big prize money and a lot of ranking points on offer today. They have won the only meeting, the French pair. That was at the Arctic Open only last month. It went 3 games and lasted an hour.
First, let's make the toss. For you, Margot. Red or black? So red is for you. It's red. Receive. Who's receiver? Lin to receive. Margot to serve. Which side? This side? Okay. Good luck.
Well, let's give you a bit more information about these 4, because it could be an explosive start to finals day here at the Saarlandhalle. Let's look at the French pair first of all. Margot Lambert will be familiar to most of you. She was up in the World Top 15 with Anne Tran, with whom she won European Championship gold just last year. Moved to Tahiti as a child, did Margot, and then started playing on that island before coming back to France. And she did win a bronze medal with her current partner, Camille Pognante, in the European Championships this year. And I mentioned those 2 events that they've won in Estonia and in Portugal. And they've had an absolutely terrific run in this tournament. Knocked out the top seeds, the Stoiber sisters, in the quarterfinals. They knocked out the 3rd seeds yesterday and were full value for it. And she's still just 19, Camille Pognante. And that's what's impressed me most of all, Bobby, is that she's matured well beyond her age, I think, Camille.
Yeah, she really has, and she's got a great partner to work with now in Margot Lambert. She played for about 3 years with Anne Tran, and they did pretty well. They were a solid pair on the European Tour and did well at the European Championships, but these two have really sort of gelled so well together in 12 months.
So, their opponents today from Chinese Taipei are the second-seeded pair here, Xu Yinwei and Lin Ziyun. Xu is the junior partner, 22 years of age, 4 years her partner's junior. They are ranked 18 in the world. They've been a tad higher, as you can see on the screen there. Played all right at the French Open last week. Yes, it was a first-round exit, but they took Tan and Tina to 3 games. And there's no disgrace in that against one of the best pairs in the world. Lin is 26, as you can see. This season, they made a couple of semi-finals. They had a great run in North America on that part of the HSBC BWF World Tour. US Open semi-finalists, Canada Open semi-finalists. And they also made the quarters of the Malaysia Masters. But from what I've seen of them this week, and to be fair, I only saw their semi-final yesterday, Bobby, against the Turks there. They won, yes. They were 20-17 down in that first game. Really should have lost it. I'm not sure they're playing kind of at their peak, whereas the French pair, from what I've seen, are pretty close to it.
I don't think we can expect or hope to see any more from the French pair. They've been brilliant as a pair all week long. The pair from Taipei, for me, they're solid. They're hard to break down, but there's nothing to me that suggests they're going to maybe even get to the World Tour finals, and when they do get there, and if they do get there, challenge for one of those medals. I'm just not sure they're at that level, but they're so consistent.
Decent crowd in the hall here. The Saarlandhalle opened way back in the 60s, actually, and can accommodate around about 5,500 spectators. Jörg Huppertz of Germany is our chair umpire.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here he is.
On my right, Lin Ziyun and Xu Yinhu, Chinese Taipei. And on my left, Margot Lambert and Camille Pognante, France. Margot Lambert to serve to Lin Ziyun, level play.
There has been tremendous support for the European players here this week as finals day gets underway here in Saarbrücken. Positive start from Xu Yinwei.
1-well.
Yeah, and what a day for Europeans as well, with European representation across 4 out of the 5 finals. Don't see that all that often on the World Tour from the Super 500 level upwards.
One all.
I've thought for a while in the women's doubles that the top, I don't know, 4 or 5 pairs are some way in advance of those behind them, which maybe isn't the case in the men's doubles, say. So just because Lambert and Pognante ranked 33 and the Taipei pair ranked 18, I'm not sure it means that much, to be honest.
Fantastic attacking, channeling the attack on Lin.
1.
And there was really no let-up here. Got terrific power as well, Lambert. Yeah, that's right, Trevor, with the seemingly indestructible top 5 or 6 women's doubles pairs in the world, even those that don't necessarily play with this aggressive style, they're so difficult to break down. There are pairs from Japan and Korea that's so resilient, very few errors, and that consistency makes up for a lot in this category. This is looking good for the French.
Well, if Pognante has any nerves, the teenager, they're not showing, are they? Put that away with real aplomb. Not difficult, but it's amazing how sometimes the occasion can get the better of you. I was reading, actually, a couple of previews of this match, and several were saying that, you know, she could be a little bit nervous. Big final, put that long. I don't see it. Having watched her yesterday, it's not just her ability with the racket. It's the temperament as well that's really impressed me.
Yeah, she's. I think there are some sportsmen and women that coming up as a junior, like you say, she's still 19. She certainly doesn't seem nervous. She's playing with a freedom and sort of an ambition on court, and it's really good to see. And as we said at the start, Lambert is fantastic. She's just got this coolness in the mid-court and rear court to find the space and help set up her partner, and we've seen that now for a couple of weeks from these two.
Well, it's good little comeback from the Chinese Taipei pair. 4-1 to 4-all.
And that's what I meant earlier about that consistency, the solid play of Su and Lin. They're gaining points by their opponent's errors and by getting the basics done really well.
Stickability, isn't it? Stay in the point. I don't expect too many flamboyant winners, but it's not always what counts. I think the flair's coming from the French for sure, though.
Absolutely.
Just a reminder, we will, of course, have the presentation ceremonies after each of the 5 finals. Trophies and checks handed out.
Can't find a rotation.
Well, that was almost all Pognonte's own work, wasn't it? I just love the way she throws in that disguise. She's got great power.
There was a moment there where she'd hit 2 or 3 smashes, and there's a temptation to go again, slightly off balance. She showed some real maturity to slow the shuttle down and get good position.
And again,
yeah,
right at the body of Xu Yimei, right at the hip. Nothing that she could do about it. And having been dragged back to 4-all from 4-1 up, that's 5 points on the spin now for the French pair.
Su and Lin really need to find a way to hold the attack, which I'm not seeing from them so far. If they keep lifting to these two, it's only going to go one way. Oh, that is brilliant, but I think she's gone long.
Yeah, it's long. That's twice she's done that.
Service over. 5-9.
She's played some of the more difficult shots, actually far better than those two relatively straightforward put-aways. Out the back by distance.
Service over. 10-6.
Good length. Not this time, though.
Service over. 7-10.
That previous meeting must be so fresh in their minds as well, just a couple of weeks ago, and their only meeting. It must be quite nice to go on court for all 4 of them to know exactly what they're going to expect. That is lovely.
10.
Yeah, that meeting you're talking about, the Chinese Taipei pair actually won the first game. French pair came back at them. Oh, that's brilliant again from Pognante. And a handy lead. 3 points ahead as they go for the mid-game break.
Variation. The straight player only for the straight. Okay. And then the slice, it doesn't have to be very good.
20 seconds.
Somewhere down.
20
okay?
seconds.
Decent crowd engrossed by this opening final here in Saarbrücken. French fans are in, as you can see.
11-8. Play.
I just wonder, and it's difficult to say on the evidence of one rally, whether the message to Xu and Lin during that little interval was, you've got to be more proactive, you've got to be more aggressive, because otherwise you're not going to win this match.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that, because there's a feeling of enjoyment watching the French pair go about their business, and that's because of the style that they're attacking the match, and that word attacking is important. They're trying to get the attack as much as they can, whereas Lin and Xu have been very passive, almost, happy to try and keep going back up into the rear corners, but they're getting beat. And even though the score's not that far apart, the French pair look like the aggressors, and everybody, surely in sport, wants to see that. Should have done a little better there. That was quite short, that lift.
Oh, well done. Brilliant defence while it lasted. But I think just in a couple of rallies we've seen since the interval, clearly there's a change of approach from the Chinese Taipei pair.
12-10.
Yeah, the last two rallies in particular, I mean, that was nice getting it off the floor, but the pressure was too much. There's a definite counter-attacking, at least now, from Xu and Lin, and that's a start. What I'd also like them to see from them is a confidence to absorb the power of the French by holding the net, try and block it soft and get the attack back that way. We haven't seen that at all yet from the Taipei pair. That sort of shot, for example, from Lambert, she could have done anything with that. She could have hit hard down the line with a flat drive. She could have gone into the rear corner, but instead, she uses those soft skills to hold the attack, and it was that, on that occasion, it was enough.
Every time there's a hint of a Chinese Taipei fight back, French pairs snuff it out. It's been a match where both pairs have won points in clusters, but those two on your screen have clearly been the more consistent and the more attacking so far.
They look like they've got more power overhead as well. And whilst it seems very basic to say, when both of them are relentlessly hitting down with power, it's harder to control the shuttle coming back. Oh, ouch.
She's okay. You just, when you see something like that, you just hope it doesn't get them in the eye. Seen that a few times, and that can be a serious problem. Yeah, getting your head down's a good tactic, actually.
Did it come off the shoulder rather than the head? I'm not sure.
Straight back in the groove, though. Camille Pognante.
16.
Getting the teenage kicks here very early. They've only played 12 minutes. And the French are surging.
How easy it is for the French there to counter-attack. The lack of pace from Taipei made that easy for Lambert just to turn the shuttle into space.
11.
They're going to have to think really hard, Lin and Xu, about the game plan here. That was a good block, yeah.
It's long, though.
Service over.
That was a nicer block from, I think it was from Xu. Soaked up the power with a soft shot and also played it into space, which made it difficult for the French then to defend.
Remember, it was only 11-10 at the interval. The French pair had led 9-4. 17-11.
14-17.
Now, Xu and Lin are threatening a comeback again.
There's 2 mistakes so far in return of serve. And the French have just got to accept and acknowledge that these two serve really well. They can't attack everything.
Ooh, that was a big chance.
18,
And it
14.
just stifles that Chinese Taipei momentum.
Little bit loose from Pognante.
Yeah, she got away with it, thanks to Lin's error. Sometimes you do see, especially a pair that's, you know, obviously never won a title anywhere close to this kind of magnitude, can tighten up a bit towards the business end of a game.
Service over. 15-18.
She went fishing there, Pognante. That probably wasn't her shot. That's nice.
Service over.
Yeah, using all her experience, Margot Lambert.
19-15. Maya. Thank you.
Sometimes it feels like it's worth double that sort of winning shots. It was a very simple return of serve, but the serve was slightly loose. And not only was Lambert on top of it quickly, but she turned it sideways with a coolness.
That's wide.
Ouch.
And it brings up game points, 5 of them
20,
for Lambert and Pognante.
Game point 15.
That's really got to dent the confidence as well. That's 2 points in a row where simple shots should have been executed better.
Yeah, it's not like they haven't had chances. I think of that Lin miss that she put into the net a few points ago. Could have put a bit of pressure on these two, but as it is, 5 opportunities to take this opening game.
Service over. 16-20.
It's hard in the heat of the moment, but Lin and Xu need to take account of where they're winning points, and that round-the-head cross, especially when Lambert's on the cross, has been very effective.
Well, what an anticlimactic finish to that game. It won't be for Lambert and Pognante, though, because they take it 21-16, and it didn't take them long either. Just 16 minutes on court. And the number 7 seeds lead the number 2 seeds by 1 game to love.
It's a little bit more hard work in the offense, sorry. In the offense. We might need to work 10 times. Yeah, but we can do that. Yeah. It's very good to keep the variation in the offense. Yeah. It's good when we want to make it going to go on the outside. Because we use the middle to build. Also with the smash, that's okay. Yeah. And the net player can just take a little bit back, but still on the net. Plenty of shuttles there. Okay? Okay. From the defense here, remember it's a tiny bit faster, so we go diagonal on our lift. Yeah? When we move them and they play straight, we can find the midcourt maybe. Okay? But otherwise we are keeping our same plan that we had the whole tournament. Okay? Receives are fine, just especially you don't get over either. Okay? You don't have to put so much pressure on the backhand side especially. Yeah? Okay. What?
Okay. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Coach, go to your chair. Second game, love all, play.
Let's see whether the French can sustain the kind of play they showed us in that opening game, and also what the response of the Chinese Taipei pair is going to be.
Oh, lovely shot.
Service over. 1-all.
There's a shot here, and yeah, that one there. Technically difficult to take on, and played it so well.
The other thing I really like about Pognante is that she seems equally comfortable at the back of the court as well as the front. And in the relatively short time that they've been playing together, they've clearly developed a chemistry, these two. Not that the Chinese Taipei players have been together for that long themselves, but nonetheless.
Yeah, they're very, very organised. I was listening to Tina Ludvigsen, the French coach down there for doubles, chatting with them in the interval. Their game plan is working, and it's not just today's game plan against this pair. She was talking about it's been the same game plan that we've got all week against everybody. We're in charge of our own sort of destiny, and you can see that about them. They've got a style, a commitment to how they play together. It's working really well. There she is, Tina.
She was very calm and composed and businesslike when we saw her earlier this morning outside the hotel. Just trying to keep, not get too kind of excited about things. A tremendous time for French badminton generally.
Yeah, you're right. She had a game face on, didn't she?
When you think of Chiquel and Delrue, who we're going to see later in the mixed doubles final, Alex Lanny obviously now only missed out against the final here, and of course the Popovs as well.
Yeah, I remember there was quite a few social media comments when Chiquel and Delrue won the Indonesia Open this year, Super 1000. And you've got a European female sat behind them. And it was quite an interesting response from fans around the world about that, which I found fascinating. And you know, it's a great position for the French to be in, to have somebody that's clearly dictating things in a positive way.
That was the game changer of all game changers for them, wasn't it? Winning that Super 1000. It's a big surprise. And I still remember the scenes at the end of when they won the actual title, the winning point. Phenomenal.
Service over.
Well, Shu and Lin need a comeback here. Well, first of all, they need self-belief. She's hoping they won't find any. But it's really up to the Chinese Taipei pair to try and change the complexion of this match, because they know the French are just going to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
no need to change it.
I couldn't agree more. We saw a little bit of a riposte from them at the mid-game interval onwards in the first. But I expected more at the start of this second from them, something different. Serving out wide. Might have changed things slightly.
5, 6.
Tina Ludvigsen was talking to Lambert in particular about that return of serve. And I mentioned in the first, she was very aggressive. She's always looking to hunt that serve down. And sometimes you've just got to accept that your opponent's got a really good serve. You can't do a lot with it.
Well, it was half a chance there. Played it straight back to her opponent.
That's well played.
Service over. 7-5.
Su Yimui at the end of this rally looked so deflated. The body language suggesting there that they don't have a clue what to do here to turn this around.
Tell you the other thing that's fascinating about this match. 23 minutes for a game and, what, a game and a third, you might say. And it just is indicative of how women's doubles has changed in the relatively, well, very recent past, last 2 or 3 years, really. We haven't had any lengthy exchanges, have we? I can't remember what you'd call a lengthy rally.
No, you go back a few years, and I remember being at the Malaysia Open in January, and there were 3 or 4 rallies that were over 200 shots.
Obviously, you know, somewhat conditions dependent, but nonetheless, the style of women's doubles has changed completely.
Yeah, and credit to pairs like Jia Yifan and Zheng Qingchen for sort of mastering that evolution. And you look at the top Chinese player in the world right now, and it's all flat, aggressive stuff.
Tan and Lu have taken it on.
Yeah.
Tan and Tina don't play a negative defensive game, do they? So almost wherever you look, in the top 4 or 5 pairs, it's just a new way.
From Lambert.
Well, what a position they find themselves in now. 11-5 up at the mid-game break, and already 1 game on the board. Theirs to lose from here.
Want to play mid-court and come forward. That's what they did in the last set. Okay, so we have to be ready that they want to rush us. Okay, here we can put the speed. It's okay, or we can go over. But we can also always cross it, okay? But we don't want to do soft block, yeah? Understand? Okay.
20
it's
seconds.
most important that we keep our legs moving.
20
okay?
seconds.
For you, on the net.
Player back to court.
Okay? Hey.
Change it. (11-5). Play.
So have Shu and Lin got anything to offer that can turn this match around? Nothing's going right for them at the moment, is it?
No, and that was brilliant from the French.
5.
They did well to hold the attack as long as they could. But even in defense thereafter, they were really pressured.
Yeah, superb play again.
13.
I said to you at the start, Bobby, I would have made the French pair favourites, but I didn't expect it to be quite as straightforward as it has been up to this point. I'm not going to second guess anything because they're not over the line yet, but I am surprised that the Chinese Taipei pair haven't offered more.
I think that's credit to the French. I think all round, even in defence, they look magnificent today. There's a confidence about them. Look at that.
She's painting lines.
14-5.
Cross block there was superb. This variation, that is superb. And there's a significance about this result if it does continue this way, if the French pair win this, because we've seen Jiquel and Delru in mixed doubles climb the rankings, get inside the top 10. They're sort of feared, and you know, they're a threat to many. Men's singles, Lallier and the two Popov brothers doing really well. This result today, given that Lambert and Pognante beat the Stoeva sisters on the way to this final, they were at the semi-final at the Europeans, only a few months of playing together. They might, after this, really establish themselves as the top women's doubles player in Europe, and that is a significant place to be. I can't see the Stoevas, the way they're playing right now, competing with this if Lambert and Pognante can put this together every time they play.
And the other thing that was, I think, self-evident from that last rally, there is a distinctly defeatist air about Shin at the moment. You get the feeling they're going through the motions. They're only 4 points away from the title. Then haven't even played for half an hour yet.
Well, the shoulders look slumped, don't they, Tune Lin? And they've looked like that since the end of the first game, to be honest. There hasn't been much of a fight in this second.
18-5.
Even that's gone in. They can do nothing wrong.
19-5.
She's not going to get excited till they actually get over the line, is she?
That's just brilliant.
Wow.
Service over. 6-19.
I like the confidence there of Pognante to take that on.
13 straight points that brought an end to. Great defence. And it brings up the little matter of 14 championship points.
20, match point 6.
Shot.
They want to keep that alive, the Chinese Taipei pair, actually.
Service over.
We live to fight, well, not quite another day, another point at least,
20.
those two. Be the comeback of all comebacks. If they can win the game from here. Literally, you can count the mistakes that Lambert and Pognante have made in this game on the fingers of one hand.
Oh, the way she's looking for that, even, it's just such a positive way to play. Thought we might see a challenge there.
Just for the hell of it, yeah. Haven't had one that yet. Both pairs do get 2 challenges per game, by the way, if you're wondering. Hawkeye is here with us in Saarbrücken. First time there was a hint of confusion there on the French side.
Yeah, and interestingly, it wasn't that they were both leaving it. They both wanted it.
3 points in a row.
20.
Just keeping Lambert and Pognant honest at the moment. They're going to challenge this for sure.
Lambert,
They are definitely going to challenge this.
Quite a delayed call from the line judge.
It was, wasn't it? And when you see that, especially with the match situation, it's almost like a free hit. And if this gets overturned, that's the end of it. Well, it won't be. But worth an ask nonetheless. And it gave them a little chance to have a chat and regroup after losing the last 4 points. Still 10 chances, however.
Play.
It has been a French lesson. 21-10 in the second game. Xu and Lin have been blown away by Margot Lambert and Camille Pognant. It's their first Super 500 title. They haven't even won a 300. Let's just go straight for the 5. Dominant in both games, really. The first game, I'm not even sure the score maybe flatters Xu and Lin a little bit.
Match won by Margot
But they
Lambert.
never looked in any trouble, Bobby, did they, at any stage of that match?
They really didn't. They were just dominant today, so confident as well, and everything they hit seemed to come off. This, not just a significant result by winning the 500, but for me, I'm expecting them by next summer to be a threat on the World Tour at many levels, and if they're not up in the sort of top 10, top 15 by that stage, I'll be very surprised. They were brilliant. (21-16), 21-10. It only took 34 very one-sided minutes. So as the players leave the court, they will be returning centre stage shortly to the rostrum, where we'll see the medals and the prize money awarded. That was the moment. And with the experience of Lambert and Pognant's 19, we've not seen the best of them yet. If they carry on with that kind of level of progression, they could be a top 10 pair, no problem. I think so. I think if they stay fit and healthy, with the power they've got, that organised, structured style they play in, very aggressive. It wasn't a massive celebration either, was there? It was quite a humble.
I think because they were so far ahead, they kind of knew it was inevitable. I don't know. If it had been, 20 all in the third, and then they win 22-20, maybe different, but... Well, with typical German efficiency, players are already back out on the stage here for the presentation, our first of the day.
Und zunächst mal Platz 2 an das Duo aus TPE. Herzlichen Glückwunsch zu Yenhui und Lin Jinyun.
So Xu Yinwei and Lin Ziyin looking a little shell-shocked, understandably. Didn't produce, they haven't really produced their best this week, to be honest, not just in the final. Had a struggle yesterday to get past the lowly ranked Turkish pair in the semis. Nonetheless, they pick up 7,800 ranking points and also a check for just over 18,000 US dollars.
Weiter Weg hierher hat sich gelohnt. mit der Finalteilnahme. Und jetzt kommen wir zu den Siegerinnen. Die Namen haben wir schon gehört, aber wir sagen sie gerne nochmal. Hier sind die beiden Siegerinnen.
They don't look best pleased, do they?
Und Camille
Perhaps more with their own performance and how they struggle to keep up.
I think that's it. When you get to a showpiece finally, you want to kind of display your best, don't you? And they just haven't done that. These two have, though. Lambert and Pognante. And a few tricolours flying around Western Germany. And they will pick up 9,200 points and a check for just over $37,500 US.
Mit 475.000 US-Dollar dotiert, nochmal hochgeschraubt, das Preisgeld hier in Saarbrücken
And a
in
nice
diesem Jahr.
painting as well, by the look of
Und die
it.
beiden, ja, beziehungsweise diese 4 inklusive Anke Rehlinger und Michaelis jetzt auf dem Siegerfoto.
It's a significant amount
Ja,
of
ein Check
money
gibt's auch noch
for somebody
natürlich.
that's come
Und den
through
nehmen die
juniors, still
4 natürlich
19.
gerne an. Klein
Yeah,
bisschen
and
Schmerzensgeld für
the
Platz
money obviously is
2.
great. The ranking points are very important to them. But I think it's more about, you know, the self-belief and the confidence you get from winning a Super 500 tournament. You can say maybe the field wasn't the strongest.
So,
You can only turn up and play against the pair on the other side of the net.
Well, you can, and also
Herzlichen Glückwunsch nochmal, alle les Bleus.
it's significant. I know it was a 300 last year at the Hylo Open, but it's a significantly stronger field this year than it was last year.
Yeah.
And there were some good pairs in it. You know, it wasn't easy for them to get through to that final in the first place.
So we're going to have a few photos that will appear in newspapers and magazines and online, obviously, over the next few days. I feel like Pognante needs to have kind of double history tomorrow morning. She looks so young.
Vielen Dank auch Anke Rehlinger und Ralf Michaelis für die Durchführung der Siegerehrung. Das war Spiel Nummer 1 der Hylo Badminton Open 2025. Das Damen-Doppel und wie es weitergeht, das Damen jetzt.
So we say congratulations again to Lambert and Pognante. And after the break, we switch the attention to the men. Gautama and Isfahani against Xu and Wong in a couple of minutes. A warm welcome back to the Saarlandhalle for our continuing coverage of finals day here at the 2025 Hylo Open. And we move on to the men's doubles final between Seba Gutem, Gautama Radha, and Mo Isfahani, and they're up against Xu Xianqie and Wang Qilin from Chinese Taipei. It's the number 6 seeds against the unseeded pair. There you see their progression to this final. And look at Gautama and Isfahani's. They put out the top seeds, Chia and So. They put out the third seeds, Man and T, in the semis yesterday. So you would make them, I think, a pretty warm order against the Chinese Taipei pairing of Xu and Wang. Here's the race to the World Tour finals. And you can see at the moment we've got a couple of Malaysian pairs. In fact, we've got 3 Malaysian pairs in the top 8.